Diecast Racing Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the 164 Diecast Cup Series. We welcome you to Eldora Raceway, where one of two heat races and then a main race will be held. Heat 1 is ready to get underway. We see Chase Briscoe. He'll probably be one of the best this weekend, one of the main good dirt racers, along with Christopher Bell starting right next to him. This sure will be a great heat race, and the next one will be good as well, because you'll see Kyle Larson in that race. Looking here at Eldora, the dirt track, one of the most unique races this season. I'm sure some drivers will be looking forward to this race tonight, and others will be looking forward to it to be over. Now we go and look at the starting lineup. Alex Bowman, Zane Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, Sam Mayer, Todd Gilland, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece, William Byron, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Austin Cindric, Noah Gregson, Justin Haley, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe on pole. The track will change a lot as the night goes on. Heat 1 is here in the daytime, but as we get to the main race, that'll be night by the time we get to it. So it'll be interesting to see how these drivers cope to the change of the track temperature going down as the night continues on. Less grip whenever it gets colder on the track, so we'll have to see how that goes. But Heat 1 is about to get underway. Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe on the front row. Let's go green! One lap down out of 4. Briscoe barely holding off Bell. Bell with a run on the outside. Can Bell get clear of Briscoe? He does. 2 more laps to go in this heat race. Briscoe sent it into the corner and took the lead back away. Mayer sending in. White flag. Briscoe now back with the lead. Down the back straightaway, we see the battle for 8th. Reddick is going to get sideways. Allmendinger is going to barely get that spot. And Reddick will be eliminated from contention in the A-main. What a race. Will that just show us how the main race goes later tonight? Will it show us how Heat 2 goes? That gets us excited if that's going to be the racing that we see all night. The dirt racing seems to be really intense, but this is a lot of drivers having to go home. A lot of good ones like Reddick and Busch. Busch already has a win this year with 100 points at least. But there's your top 8 that made it, and let's go to commercial break. We welcome you back to the Diecast Racing Network, where coverage of the Tide 400 is underway. Heat number 1 just finished. There are all the drivers and their cars in the garage just waiting for now Heat 2, where we bring our attention to. Obviously, a whole new cast of drivers here in this race. We bring our attention to one of the best dirt racers. He'll probably outsmart the field in many ways today. Kyle Larson, who will be on the front row for today's heat race. There he is, and he'll be next to Eric Jones. And Eldora now, the track surface will be changing as we're now in the evening time. The track temp is cooler, may mean less grip for these drivers. These ones haven't raced in the day, so they'll have to figure it out whenever it gets cooler as we get to the main race in the night. And here's the starting lineup going by on the screen. Carson Hocevar, Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, Riley Herbst, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson. There's the top of the field for today's Heat 2. And now the pace truck will lead them away, rolling around the track. Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon. Those are the top 4 to start out heat number 2. And now let's go racing. Green flag. Eric Jones staying even with Kyle Larson. Now into the corner. Elliott gets turned by Carson Hocevar. Bubba Wallace also into the mix. 2 cars already out, and their hopes for getting to the main race are over. Wow, what an intense start to heat number 2. Taking a look back at this, it looks like Hocevar just dumped Chase Elliott into the corner. Possibly payback from last time at Watkins Glen. What happened to Wallace here going into this wreck? There goes Hocevar into the corner. Elliott around, and then Wallace gets turned off of Suarez as Suarez is trying to avoid traffic. We'll go to commercial break now. We welcome you back to DRN under caution in heat number 2 for Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace as they got involved in a collision that was caused by Carson Hocevar. Now here we are. Eric Jones was actually the leader at the time of caution, something that we did not notice. I just thought it was Kyle Larson, but Eric Jones was apparently in the lead. But let's go back green. Larson around on the outside with a big run. He's gonna get clear. Not quite yet. White flag in the heat 2. Larson with a run. What is happening in the back? Austin Dillon. Did he really just make it through on that final lap and lock himself into the A-main? What on earth happened here? That was a crazy finish to that race. Kyle Larson won it, by the way. Eric Jones will finish in second right behind him. We'll have to take a look back and see what happened with Austin Dillon, and there in the back, Riley Herbst and Ryan Blaney, I believe. Taking a look at the replay, we see them 3 wide right here. This is all for the final spot in the A-main. Dillon gets sideways and he cuts for the infield. That's Ross Chastain style move right there. We'll have to see if they let this slide. I mean, like, he was turning there into the corner already loose, but we'll have to wait. See, it was very dangerous. They could call safety into mind here, and that could possibly get Dillon eliminated. Waiting on the call. If Austin Dillon stays in, Riley Herbst will be eliminated. But if they rule Dillon out, Riley Herbst will be in. You can see where he cut through was right next to an ambulance, so that could have been really dangerous. Destroying one of the safety vehicles if he hit it. We are still waiting on word, as they are just lined up waiting for it. And it looks like the call has been made. They will eliminate Dillon because of safety problems and corner cutting. So that moves Herbst in barely. And there's your field for the A-main. That will set things up. And Dillon and the rest will all drive home empty-handed. We welcome you back to Diecast Racing Network, where coverage is brought to you by Body Armor and by Castrol. The stage is set for the main race. Both the heat races have finished, and they have brought some exciting action that is sure to only continue throughout the main race tonight. The track has changed throughout the day. We've gone into the night and the track temp has cooled down quite a bit. But man, what an exciting day it's been, and we are looking forward to the excitement to continue. All the great ones on dirt are all starting up here at the front. 1, 2, 3, Briscoe, Larson, and Bell. We also got some other guys that have looked strong this week, like Sam Mayer, who just went up on the screen, Riley Herbst, and Eric Jones, last year's dirt winner. Now we take a look here at the starting lineup. Riley Herbst, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Blaney, Mayer, Logano, Haley, Hocevar, starting right next to each other, and teammates, Priest, Chastain, Cindric, Kozlowski, Byron, Jones, Bell, Larson, and Briscoe. Already here, if we take a look at the pole sitter, Chase Briscoe, we could see him dominate, but he's gonna have to hold off Kyle Larson. But now it is finally that time. The pace track, rolling them around this dirt track. Here we go, green, 1 of 8 laps beginning. On board with Bell, lap 2 beginning side by side with Larson. Larson overrun on the outside, here he comes, clear to the lead. Look at Mare, loose out of the corner, got sideways, but he's managed to save it, and they are 4 wide there in the back. Bell all over the bumper of Larson, but Larson is holding them off big time. Amazing job by Larson. Chastain now using the inside line, riding along board with Kyle Larson, who got the halfway bonus. Man, I can't believe we've already reached the halfway point in this race. Now lap 7 of 8, and there's the caution. Herbst is around late in the race. Could this change the whole outcome of this race? Herbst made no contact with the wall. His car's fine. Taking a look at the replay, he's lost a lot of pace off the pack, falling back big time, and as you can see on screen, no one else is near him, and he just self-spins it. Can't believe he kept it off the wall, and then he kept it off the inside wall. We'll go to commercial break now. Welcome back to Diecast Racing Network. Under caution for the first time tonight with a self-spin for Riley Herbst. And they have extended the caution. This will bring out overtime now. They found some debris as they were going around the pace laps. And now we have some guys going into pits. The leaders. We have Briscoe, I believe. No, AJ Allmendinger and Sam Mayer staying out. Quite a few others. Taking a look at the replay one more time here. Let's see, whenever he spins around, you can see that piece of debris fly out the back end of that car. But returning back to the green flag, it is going to be Allmendinger and Mayer heading back green. Here we go, and they're wrecking. Sam Mayer lost pace on the restart. Looks like he was out of fuel. AJ Allmendinger will be able to crawl back to pit lane, where he's going to have to refuel, barely escaping it. But looking back, Mayer ran out of fuel, and that just all stacked them up on that outside line, and that caused the inside line to fall apart as well. Let's watch Mayer just slow on this restart, and then Chastain gets hooked on Chase Briscoe. We'll be right back right after these messages. Welcome back under the second caution today, which will bring us into OT2. AJ Allmendinger and their team has announced they'll be going to pits along with a few other drivers, and that will return Kyle Larson back to the lead along with Bell right alongside him. And here we go, back green. Let's go. Overtime 2. And they wreck again. That's Hocevar and Herbst this time. Another caution, the third one, all coming on restarts. Larson was in the lead at the time of caution. And let's see the replay here. Coming into turns 1 and 2, it's hard to tell what happened. But Hocevar and Herbst are just turning there into the corner. Maybe some contact with Briscoe. We'll go back onto commercial break. We welcome you back to Diecast Racing Network, where the night has went on much longer than we expected. We're going to be going into overtime 3, all because of Hocevar and Herbst being turned, we believe, by Chase Briscoe. Could have been AJ Allmendinger. Looking back at the replay one more time here. And yeah, I think it was contact off of Briscoe's bumper. But here we go in overtime 3. Once again, Larson and Bell. Larson on the outside line, where we know he does great on. Back green. Do they make it back to the line? Remember, it's a one-lap shootout. Larson and Bell side by side to the line. It's going to be Larson to win at Eldora. What a race and what a finish. Larson is your winner. Looking back at the replay on this final lap, Larson just kept on getting those runs on the outside. Everything just went his way. Bell had one chance. He couldn't do it. Priest with a good finish in third. Time to burn it down, Young Money. Here, looking at the point standings as the rest of the drivers leave without a win. Larson took the lead with winning the race, mostly getting him 100 points, plus 10 and another 10 for leading the most laps and getting the halfway bonus. But what a race here at Eldora. Make sure to like and subscribe. You won't miss any more races of the 164 Diecast Cup Series.